starting.
Yeah.
We're twitching.
We're on.
We're on.
Yeah.
How are you, pal? You all right?
That's not how we start. What are you playing at?
Sorry. All right, Clive. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
You don't get to change things now. We're 21 episodes in.
That's it forever now, is it?
Yeah, that's the setup until we revamp and set everything up again. That's how this is.
Until we, like you said, revamp, change things. Oh, fucking hell! It's too bright outside. I don't like it.
It's a very nice day today. Should probably be outside and not sat inside.
It's that time of year again where I go to Primark or Top Man or one of them sort of shops and buy some aviators.
Yeah, I need to get some sunglasses because it's obnoxiously bright outside.
How do people live in like hot climates all year round?
Well, you get used to it. You do adapt, and
I don't think I could.
I think I told you that Becca had a housemate from India who handled the heat far worse than we do, because everything's air conditioned apart from the outdoors. So you go from a cold place to a cold place to a cold place, whereas here it's like it never really gets too bad.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Yes, don't do well with heat. Did Croatia for 2 weeks when it's 40 odd degrees and 95% humidity.
It's not.
It's painful. But it's bright. It's like 10 degrees outside.
Yeah, something like that.
10, 15
Is that a new
degrees.
segment? We've got the weather.
Yeah, they complained about it last week, so I feel like we should do it every week now.
Yep. 7 degrees, not even 10.
Not even 10.
Feels warmer than that though.
It does. No breeze. I think we're used to having a breeze.
We are. There's no breeze out. It's like yesterday. Yesterday I sat outside for a minute, and must have been. I think I checked and it was like 6 degrees, but it felt a hell of a lot hotter.
Yeah. That's strange, isn't it?
I like that aspect of the weather because it's a fairly new addition, or at least like last 5 years, where it's like, oh, it is 9 degrees. It feels like 8. I like that bit on the weather.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
No, I like it because it's all very well and good telling me it's 6 degrees outside, but if it feels really warm, I want to know what to go out in.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't care what the weather actually is. I want to know how it feels.
That is such our generation issue. I want to know how it feels.
Don't want all the facts. Don't want all the facts.
I don't want to know the facts. I want to know how it feels. Jesus. I'm super excited for when it gets like 20 degrees and you're crying on the podcast because you've lost all your water weight.
I'll be here. I'll be entirely naked. I'll have a wet towel over me. The window will be open. We'll be doing it at 3 in the morning. That's the only time I'm willing to do anything.
We should just do one where we're both sat in a separate paddling pool.
Yes.
Middle.
Swimming bath special.
Yeah.
You in your bath, me in mine.
Just start up a new podcast. Paddling pool pals.
PP buds.
PP buds. PP pals.
Oh, Christ. On a bike. How's your week been?
Busy. Very, very busy.
Very busy. Is that bullshit? Or is that legitimate?
Technical issues. Half of it is people being stupid. Other half is technical issues.
Oh, okay.
People don't look at calendars anymore and they are stupid for it. Basically, they have standing orders set up to go out on to the 28th of the month.
Yep.
And because February only has 28 days, the 27th and the 28th of February was a Saturday and Sunday, which means that the standing orders didn't come out until the 1st of March.
Yep.
Which means when the standing orders came out on the 28th of March, the system pushed back and said, sorry, you can't pay in twice in a month. So we have had...
Yeah, because that's not... It's not a technical issue. the system is working exactly how it's told to work.
Yep. And we have had 7,000 customers that have had payments pushed back into the bank accounts. That, along with a new payment system that only went live on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That we've got to work all the kinks out of yet.
Yeah. Can't have no kinky payment system. Only vanilla payment systems allowed.
Yes. We don't like the kinkiness.
All right. Yep. Nope. Yep. Okay.
How about you, House? I take it that it's been busy at work-ish.
Yesterday was really quiet, like out of nowhere, and it was extra annoying because Friday I come in and they say, all right, the dough balls you've got are the dough balls you've got, because delivery fucked up, so we're having to get them delivered tomorrow. And I went, okay. I think I had just enough, plus an extra couple for whatever we did on the night.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. But then yesterday was just really quiet out of nowhere. Like, the dough balls hadn't defrosted, which was one thing. So I had to deal with that. I had to, like, get them on top of the oven and sort all that out. Managed to get them sorted after, like, an hour and a half. They were all close enough to being done. They were spot on at 6:30. Before that, they were just weren't quite what I like. But yeah, like, we didn't have an order until 6. And then it really wasn't that busy until we finished, so I ended up putting stuff, like, back in the freezer that wasn't fully defrosted.
I thought you made your own door.
Don't have the space for it. It is a very, very small kitchen.
Mentioned before, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the space for it.
Fair enough. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a weird week with it. It's just been mental.
Yeah, because it was last week. It was really nice and warm.
Yeah.
For a few days. Then on Tuesday it snowed. That weird snow.
The weird snow, yeah.
Yep.
People have been dying left, right and centre.
Why?
I don't know, that's Prince Philip why he died. I don't fucking know.
He did. He kicked it. Half my family really care and the other half don't give a shit.
That is England down to...
There's people who actually care and are like, oh, it's terrible, he didn't make it to 100. And, like, it makes no difference to my life whatsoever.
Just the image, the thought of good old Queenie walking across the hallway and launching a fucking card at his head because he's made it to 100.
Honestly, like, just look at him. It's like someone forgot to tell him that he was dead. Like, he was far gone. He was way, way overdone.
He did look like the Waxworks version of himself.
Yeah, it was terrible. Waxworks version that has been left out in the sun and has gone a bit.
Just the colour's gone a bit weird. They didn't mix the paints quite right.
Yeah, so Philip's gone. The man fueled by racism.
One of the boys... He was one of the lads. Lads.
Awful.
He did a lot for charity though. Lots of different countries, I've heard. Lots of good things. It's like a balanced diet. They did a lot of good thing for, underdeveloped countries, and they visited and racially abused them.
Yeah, it's just, classic negging.
Just, you've not watched The Crown, have you?
I haven't, no.
Like, the very first episode, he's meeting, I don't know if it's like an African tribe or... They're Africans anyway. There's one guy, and it's obviously like a crown. Big thing on his head. He's like, oh, that's a nice hat. Like the Queen turns around and goes, that's his crown, he's the king. He's like, oh, still a very nice hat. Well done.
Terrible.
He was like, go on, Philip, you get him told. You racially abuse that man.
shocking.
Lads. I feel like there is a Prince Philip in every group of lads.
Does a lot of good work. Absolute arsehole.
Oh, is this Callum?
Davis, not me.
Yeah, Davis, not you.
Yep.
You don't do any good work.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Yeah, Callum Davis has repeatedly got bullied by me and other members of staff for looking like he's part of the just the clan.
Part of the clan, the EDL.
He gets that all the time.
Yep. Saw him in his car the other day. He drove by me. He didn't spot me, but I saw him. Looked fucking miserable.
The funny, like, I was in absolute stitches when it happened. I was out in the smoking area at work, just having a bit of me e-cig, and I was late going on my break. Oh, I must have been on my lunch or something. Anyway, I'm out there, and he comes out, he's like, right, I'm off. Tasha's here, she's come to pick me up, I'm off home. Alright mate, see you later, have a nice weekend. He got in the car, and as soon as he shut the door, all I saw was Tasha just giving him shit. Just absolutely laying into him, you dickhead, this, that, the other. Kids are sat it back.
Oh, kids don't need that.
He was giving us so much shit. You know, like, you see, like, the naughty kid at school getting bollocks by the head teacher, and they just, like... That's what he was like. Just a dishevelled man.
Did you ask him and ask what he'd done?
He probably didn't do anything. It's just bollocks him all the time. If I make a comment about her, she bollocks him for not sticking up for her.
Do you remember when his kid like launched his TV off of the wardrobe, and then like 3 days later they got him a new one?
Yeah.
Simply because they don't want to have to deal with him, and they can put him to bed like 3 hours early with something on.
Yeah, pretty much. He always takes the piss out of his daughter because she has a lazy eye.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, how are you a father?
He shouldn't be.
He definitely shouldn't be. He always like...
Got 2 kids, only had sex twice.
Yeah, he says that. That's the first thing that he ever said to me. Hey mate, I'm Callum. I've got 2 kids and I've had sex twice. I'm like, I am Kieran. I've had sex more than twice and I've got no kids. Oh, fucking hell. He's just a lunatic, isn't he?
Terrible.
It's just... I feel like every episode we just talk about the idiots that I work with.
Yeah, I got another message off Eddie last night. Same message, no picture sent with it this time.
No picture of him having a shit.
Yeah, no, that wasn't on there.
I get them sort of pictures at least once a week.
Oh, last week I had my first like proper shift at the barbecue place.
Yeah.
My 2 bosses said, "Oh, we might order from your place next week," and I went, "Oh, all right, that's fine." We get a phone call at 8:25. Last order's at 8:30. I've already like started cleaning down.
Yeah.
Mick answers the phone. It's like, "Oh, Callum, you're right to do 2 more," and I'm like, "Is it actually 2? Because if I ask you, if you're ringing up for a pizza and like for some reason they're limited on the amount they've got,
yeah,
and you want 2 pizzas and a garlic bread, oh yeah, how many do you want?"
2 pizzas and a garlic bread.
All right, so that's 3, isn't it? It's 3. Because the garlic bread doesn't just magically appear. It needs to be made. It's made of the dough.
It's not a pizza though. It's garlic bread.
I know, but it's still part of the order.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got like actually a little annoyed. I was like, yeah, I can do 2, no problem. And then he goes, "Oh, and a garlic bread," and I go, "Yeah, fine, whatever." And then I hear something like down the phone. I didn't quite catch what they said, but Mick just laughs to himself. And I go, What are they saying?" They said, work your proper hard. It's like, oh, fuck off. And then he goes, "Oh, it's the guys from Smoking V's," and I went, "Oh."
Alright, okay.
Alright then. Alright.
Bastards.
Yeah, so they were the last order on Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, it's... We've finally... Do you remember Colette? I don't know if you worked there while you were there. Woman in her 40s, like mousy blonde hair, lived in Greece for years.
The name rings a bell, but I can't... Was she manager or just...
Just an agent. She's come back. That's nice. She's been off for like 9 months with cancer.
Oh dear, I'm glad she's back.
Yeah, it's nice to have her back. She'd be perfect. She talks that much that I'm fairly certain that she could do a podcast by herself.
One man show.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that she's got like extra glands or something that she breathes in with. I've never met anybody that talks as quick without breathing.
Jesus.
But she's a really nice person. Yeah. So I'm glad she's back. That's good. And then, yeah, we've got the other lad that I'm not going to mention, just in case it goes on work. That's just the most nervous person ever. He's starting to really fucking wind me up now. He's going to get put on fucking blast if he carries on. He's really doing me fucking head in.
What's up with him? What's he doing?
Oh, God, he's just so nervous. Just, constantly stuff with his hands. And then he has this thing where he gets on a call, and, for example, customer goes, got a standing order up, set's going to my account, blah, blah, blah. It's not gone in, I just want to know what's happened.
Yeah.
He tells them about the standing order, and then tells them about 5 other things that they've not asked for.
Yeah.
So it just confuses them and winds them up.
Yeah.
Which then creates more work for everyone else, because customers are calling back in pissed off.
Yep, no, it's one thing when we were at HGS that I used to tell people that do call listening and stuff. It's like when somebody rings up, answer the question that they've asked.
Nothing else.
That's it.
Don't give them anything else.
Don't give them extra information that they haven't asked about that they're then going to worry about and then ask you more questions. Answer the question you were asked. If you can tell they're going to ask something else, give them that.
Yep.
Answer the questions that they need answers to. Don't. If you can tell that you not telling them something is going to make them call back, just give them it.
Yep.
If you need, don't just tell them, I can't pay this month. I just need to let you know that. Okay, fine. And then you write it down. You're also going to have to tell them that the phone's going to get cut off.
Yep.
Because otherwise they're just going to ring back.
Yeah.
Give them all the information to shut them up. And that's your goal on the phone. Give them all the information to make them stop talking and go, oh yeah, that's everything.
Give them just enough. Not too much, not too little. Just the right amount. But he doesn't get that. He tells them about the standing order, then asks them if they've updated the bank details because they're going to get the bonus, and fucking 4 other things. And
that one's not too bad, just going, oh, right, your standing order comes out on this date. Oh, just making sure, make sure your bank details are up to date because your bonus is going to be coming out in a month. Saying that's fairly reasonable, I feel. But not 5 other things.
But the thing is the way that it explains it, it doesn't just go and make sure that your bonus is up to date, your bank details are up to date because you're going to get your bonus. He goes, oh, have you updated your bank details? What bank details have you got on there? Starts asking him loads of questions about the bank details. I'm like, why are you asking me about this? I don't want to know about this. And then goes into detail about telling him about the fucking bonus. And all the details about payments that they've missed previously, and I have had probably 3 or 4 complaints over the last 3 or 4 years. I don't get very many calls that I have to pass on to a manager because I'm competent at my job.
Yeah.
He must get at least 1 a week. at least. To the point where he's now, well, I'm fairly certain, my manager's coached him to get a part-time job on ITA. So he stopped getting complaints.
Bloody hell. How's RTA doing since all of that stuff happened?
I don't know, I don't talk to him.
Yeah, it's fair.
I don't ask them, I don't deal with them, I don't talk to them. They don't even approve my holidays anymore. Zoobs does all that. Approves holidays.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I suppose you are a smaller team, like, your scheduling is different to anybody else's.
Yeah, I don't deal with RTA, so I occasionally talk to them if I walk past or see them in the smoking area and stuff, because I do get on with one or two of them. But yeah, we don't deal with them at all, which is nice. Is Liam still on RTA at the mill?
Pretty sure. Works with my brother.
He does.
Don't know if my brother's working in office yet. I think he might still be working from home.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'd like to work from home.
I would. I'd happily work from home.
Well, that's never going to be.
It's never going to be an option. No.
Unless you start working for yourself.
Yeah, but even then, you've got to get your thingy authorised.
True that. But yeah, nothing else has really happened this week. Been a quiet week or two.
Yeah, I've had a nice week. But
Eddie's been quiet, except for the odd toilet picture that he sends us.
Or when he gets drunk and starts messaging me.
I imagine that he does that with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Sent me a message the other week asking for a land. Didn't even open the message.
Nope.
Like, not even with it.
Yeah, no. Was that was that by any chance yesterday?
No, it was a week or two ago now.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't Grand National borrowing.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already borrowed from someone else for
he will have done, and I know that he lost it because he had like all the horses to place, and one of them came sixth. So he didn't get anything.
It depends how he's put the bet on.
Yeah.
Because you can do it each way, and you can put on. There's a bet where it's like times 15. So if you put on £1, you're actually putting on 15 quids because it's 15 different bets with all the different things.
Yeah, you get cumulative bonuses and whatever.
Yeah, so that's how he bets on it. But I didn't realise until a while ago that like he's got a system that he can log into. It gives you like the percentages of how likely certain bets are going to be to come through.
That's like, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that's what odds are.
Yeah.
3-1 odds is there's a third chance this'll happen.
Yeah, but the system that he's got, he can look at it and go 3-1 odds. What's the percentage of that coming through? Is it 100%? Yeah, it's definitely coming through. Or is it 50% chance of that 3-1 odd coming through?
But from my understanding, if it's 3-1 odds, that means it's 3 times as likely to not happen as it is to happen because it's 3-1.
I don't know how the system works.
I imagine if it gets closer to the finishing of the game or the race or whatever, it does tighten up. But
yeah, I'll send you print screens of what you sent me. I have to look at it properly.
Also, if it's taken into consideration other stuff that. Yeah, but I would imagine that would have been taken into consideration into the odds because that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, so you might have 2 different 3-1 odds, but for some reason one's more likely to come in than the other. For some reason, it's just how the odds are worked out and how likely they are to come through.
So like, I can see that with like if you had there's been stories of like blokes who've had massive accumulators over like the entirety of a football season.
Yeah,
like being able to calculate the odds of that would be handy because if you've got like if you just everything is the like 100% certain gonna happen, Like Man United versus PNE, you're going to bet on Man United.
Yeah, probably.
So if you bet on all of those games, that you're like, yeah, that's 100%. 100% they're going to win. 100% they're going to win. And then you end up with like a massive increase. It's good to know, like, it could very well be the odds of it happening, the odds of you picking everything 100% correct could be 100 to 1.
Yeah.
But the likelihood of each individual game going that way, it could be like, yeah, like there's 50-50 chance it's just going to, that's exactly how it's going to play out.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just how it's all figured out and stuff. But
did you put anything on the Grand National?
Through work, I think. Did like a steak type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gone
just
through.
Pick a name. The winner gets the pot.
Picked one that was Queen of something, and then another one just because it was, I think it was like something like Bicycle. I'm like, this is Bicycle. Love that one. Yeah, £2, leave me alone.
Yep.
It's always Bernie that comes round and I'm like, oh, here we are, fucking Bernie. The only time you ever come to fucking see me is when you want money off me for some charity.
Bloody charities.
Bloody charities, eh? Some are better causes than others. Fairly certain some causes aren't really causes.
Maybe, I don't know.
But I'd have to have a look at that.
Shh. If you could not. Car alarm. Shocking.
Shut up. I told it shh.
Yeah, proud of you.
Yeah. You didn't know that I talked to car alarm, did you?
Oh, you speak Pixar cars.
Yeah.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow, bitches.
Oh, Christ.
I can't remember the last time I watched a Pixar movie.
Oh, I regularly watch them. When I was doing me Lego, I watched Brave. That's not a good one.
Is it not?
No. That could just be a Disney one, you know, I think. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't like Brave all that much. It's better than I remember. I remember watching it first time and being like, yeah, it's not that great, but rewatching it was fine. It's just not good.
I think I may have watched it a long time ago and then watched bits and bats of it since when it's been on TV and I've walked through the living room. Probably Toy Story 3 was the last Pixar film I watched.
Yeah, Toy Story 4 wasn't the best.
I refuse to watch it.
Why?
Because I feel like the natural ending at the end of number 3 was the perfect ending.
Yep.
So I was like, right, that's done for me. I'm not, even if they release anything else, I'm not going to watch it because that's the natural ending. Yeah. That's the best ending that it could have been.
Yeah, because do you want spoilers for Toy Story 4? Do you want to know how it ends?
They all die.
No, the entire story is following Woody like hanging out with Bo Peep at this fairground because Woody gets lost on this fairground. The same little girl.
Yeah.
He gets lost, finds Bo Peep. They start hanging out, and at the end of the film, Woody decides, "Yo, fuck them kids. I'm gonna go live my life out with Bo Peep on this fucking raccoon car." So yeah, they are off traveling, doing stuff, and Woody doesn't care about children anymore.
What a fucking weird ending.
Yeah, like, and also like Buzz has the tiniest part in it. Like, they do some fun stuff. Like, he has a cool like inner monologue, like trying to make him feel like a hero again, and it's fun. But he might as well not be in it.
Why?
Yeah, it's not great. It's fine. It's just not.
What? Yeah, no, I'm not watching it. Just never gonna watch it.
No. Trying to think what the most recent. It'll have been Coco. That was good. That was really good.
I only really know that big of that because of the song got really popular on TikTok.
Yeah. Recent. Oh, it was Raya and the dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon, which came out the other week. Soul is
Oh, I did start watching that.
It's alright. It's fine. Yeah.
I got fucking bored about half an hour in. Right,
more stuff carries on. It's fun.
I got bored. Stopped watching.
Yeah, Soul was. It was nice. Onward as well. That's probably my favourite one.
What's the one with the? It's got like a little girl in, and something traumatic happens, and it's all in her mind, and she's got like different characters in her brain. Like
Inside Out.
Inside Out. I think I've watched that.
Yeah, that one's fun.
That one was good. I enjoyed that one. That was a good concept. That one.
Apparently, like in the original concept for it, there were going to be like 37 of like the emotions and stuff, but they've managed to boil it down to 5, which is probably for the best.
Might be a bit much for kids. 37 different ones.
Yeah.
But no, I think I watched the majority of that on like Sky Movies or something. That one was quite good. I don't really like any of the new Disney stuff. I don't like any of the remakes.
Nope, same. I'm disappointed because I really like Jon Favreau, but I don't care about Lion King.
It's just not as good. It's not the same. Yeah. Different voices. Yep. All the animals look a little bit weird. They try and get like the emotion in the faces.
Yeah, but also
and it's weird.
Yeah, they do. It's like they're almost trying to do human emotion on a cat face, but cats can express emotion, and they do it in their own cat way with their cat faces. And like, if a cat is super fucking pissed off at you, you can tell. If a cat is a bit miffed, they scrunch up the face a bit. If a cat's like upset, they'll go and like sit off in a corner, and you can tell the emotions of a cat by looking at them when you like being around a cat for a bit. But no, they try and do weird like human emotion on cat face, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't like it. Was it Mulan that they remade recently?
Yeah, Mulan. I
haven't watched the remake, but I've watched the new one. Not the new. I watched the old one again.
Yep.
Perfectly good film.
Yeah, it's really good.
I really enjoyed it.
Do you want to know what happens in the new one?
I mean, you can. I'm never gonna watch it.
Yeah, don't. Like the first scene is Mulan as a little girl, like chasing after a chicken or something, and she does all like this super cool like backflip shit and ninja bullshit.
Parkour.
Yeah, and then her dad's like, "Oh, that's because of like you're a magic little girl and you've got your chi, so you're super cool and magic now."
Okay.
Don't tell no one. Could not name a single character in the film other than her. There's an evil witch now. Yep.
Why is there an evil witch?
There's an evil witch, and the only reason that she wins is because she's magic, and she has her chi powers.
That's
Unlike in the original Mulan, where it's like, yeah, Mulan could have just been anybody. It could have been any little girl. It could have been literally anyone who just really wanted to help and put themselves out there. Could have been anyone. Fine.
That could have been any woman that's worrying about the father that's too old to go to war, so cuts the hair off and does it themselves.
But no, little Sandra, it's not for you.
You're not
magic. You can't do this. Yeah, it wasn't good. And also they thank a concentration camp in the credits, so you can't really support that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they did a lot of filming at a camp.
Yeah, an active concentration camp.
An active?
Yeah, an active.
What do you mean by active?
Like, currently working and has people in it.
Where the fuck is this?
In China. Like,
Jesus
China, like,
fucking Christ.
I can't pronounce it right, but it's like Uyghur Muslims.
They've
been rounded up and just put in concentration camps.
Oh, one of the Muslim concentration camps.
Yes. Like,
okay.
Did you just assume Jewish?
I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know who was in there, whether it was, they decided to get the slave trade back, or the Jews, they just rounded up the Jews.
Yeah, no, it's Muslims this time. Cause,
the Muslim... right, yeah, I have heard of the Muslim ones.
Yeah, so when in, like, the credits of Mulan, it's like, oh, thank you to the owners of this land. It's like, yeah, that's concentration camp land.
Don't thank them, that's not
that
good.
Doesn't sound like a good theme park.
Jesus Christ. Disney's fucked.
Yeah, that was,
it's so corrupt.
So I refused to even watch it on... Because we pay for Disney Plus, because there's enough on there that we do watch. Didn't watch it on there even when it was free, because I'm not even considering the money I put towards Disney Plus to be assigned to that. Like, no. So I stole it. I stole the fuck out of it. And I didn't even enjoy it. Honestly.
I love the fact that you're like, I stole it, I watched it, and I purposely didn't enjoy it. Fuck you, Disney.
Honestly, the best thing they do in the entire film is the music. Because it's not a musical, this one. Instead, just in the parts of the film, like, the Reflection song, where she's, like, wiping her makeup after she fucked up the matchmaking thing. They play in the background a quiet, like, more orchestral version of the song.
Okay.
With no lyrics.
Yeah.
So just like, oh yeah, like nostalgia, I know the song, I know the emotions that are being portrayed here. And they do that throughout the film. The music in the film is very good. And what they do with the music is really good. It's just the film is awful.
So there's nobody marching around singing about how they're going to defeat the Huns?
Nope. Also, do you remember that Becca pointed this out, that is the last song in the film?
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Because all of a sudden they're talking about a girl we're fighting for, and then find a burned down village. Just the tone gets set. It's like, oh no, like actual war is happening. No more jolly fun times for us. War.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. John Owen is obsessed with that song.
Really?
Yeah.
He just mumbles it to himself.
When I was sat downstairs on the bottom floor when we're all in lockdown number 1, he would, at least once a week, that song would come up and he would sing just that bit. And that's why I rewatched it, because I had that song stuck in my head.
It's a good film. Original one's a good film. New one's not. I watched one of the remakes. Can't remember which one. I think it might just be Mulan, because I haven't seen...
Was it not Lion King?
I skipped through Lion King to find songs and see what they'd done with them.
Lion King was awful.
I watched Aladdin, and that was really bad as well.
For a split second then I thought you were going to say that was really good, and I was going to punch you in the throat.
No, yeah. Will Smith was the best part of that film, and he wasn't good.
Yeah.
No, it was a bad time. That's a Guy Ritchie. Like, honestly, these live action remakes, you can throw somebody really good at them and have them not hit. Because like Guy Ritchie did Aladdin. Guy Ritchie's done like Snatch and a load of like English gangster films. It was awful. And then like Jon Favreau, who did Iron Man 1 at the very least, he made Elf.
Yes.
He did Lion King, and it's not. It's like you can throw, you can just make something with all the ingredients being perfect, and just shit comes out of it.
It's just not worth doing the remakes. Just leave the original films as they are, because they're always going to be better.
It keeps the copyright on them. It extends the copyright by another like 20 years.
Tough. Get over it.
Yeah.
You're making what, like tens of billions of pounds off the Marvel stuff every year. Why do you need to make a couple of £100 million off the fucking Lion King that was out like 25 years ago?
Disney owns Marvel, but like Marvel kind of like Disney are involved, but Marvel is essentially doing its own thing. Disney wants to make its own money off its own IPs and not just buy stuff to replace what they've got. It's buy stuff to add to what they've got as opposed to replacing it.
Oh, create new shit. Don't
Well,
fucking rehash good
Pixar
stuff
is
and
doing
make
new
it
shit.
shit.
Disney has done very, very little original stuff. All the stories that they've done are existing stories. Like, almost all of them.
Yeah.
Cinderella, Princess and the Frog, like, they've all been slightly updated or changed a bit, but
It's the same
it's not
story.
original. It's Disney going, yep, that's good, let's go with that.
Let's make another princess film.
Yep. Which, honestly, they should do, because the princess films are good. At least the ones that I've watched. Princess and the Frog's really good.
Not watched it.
It's good. It's actually very good.
What's the other one? Beauty and the Beast. They remade that, and that was the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I don't want to watch it.
That is like a lot better than the other stuff that they made. It's actually decent. Because it's slightly different.
It's
ending.
almost the same film.
Yeah, but so's the Lion King, and that was fucking dreadful.
But they fuck with it in all the wrong ways. Like, why are you taking Be Prepared out? That's like one of the best parts of the film.
That's true. But no, Beauty and the Beast was actually decent. But I do prefer the original.
Yeah, because the original's great. It's Stockholm Syndrome, the movie, but, you know.
Yeah, totally. It's got, is it Julie Andrews that plays the pot?
No idea.
I think it might be Julie Andrews. She's the one that sings Tales All the Time. I think that's her. And that's a really good song.
The film that I saw most recently, I think was a Disney one. Must be a Disney one. Was the Christopher Robin film with Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin.
I didn't mean
really, really nice.
I might have to give that a watch.
It's good. It's very good. Because there was another Christopher Robin film. It was called Farewell Christopher Robin, but it's about original Christopher Robin going to war.
Yeah, that doesn't sound nice.
The Ewan McGregor one is really. I saw it at the cinema. I really like Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is just nice and innocent and sweet.
I always preferred Paddington Bear for some reason as a child.
No. Couldn't get into Paddington Bear. Didn't get it. I was like, why is this bear in a train station wearing a coat? This bear wearing a crop top. That makes sense. He likes honey. He's a funny boy. This Paddington fella, no.
Likes marmalade. It's a bit different.
Keeps marmalade sandwich under his hat, as
Yeah.
all bears should. I did like Paddington 2. I watched the film.
I've not watched any of the Paddington films.
They're fun.
I think the only reason that I liked Paddington Bear was because I think my grandma had like a Paddington Bear.
Yeah.
I think. I'm fairly certain that I developed my fear of puppets while at my grandma's because I was absolutely terrified of watching Thunderbirds.
Yeah, I wasn't big on Thunderbirds.
Freaks me the fuck
Talked
out.
about that last week as well. Me and my cousin rented videos from the spa down the road.
Yeah.
He got Thunderbirds, I got Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I detest Thunderbirds.
I don't mind Thunderbirds as a concept, and I quite enjoyed the film that they made. I just
with the Busted song.
Yeah. Terrified of puppets. I don't like them. I don't trust them.
I think you'd enjoy Team America if you haven't seen it.
I have. It's the only film with puppets in that I actually quite like.
Because the puppets are awful.
Yeah. Not that the puppets are any better in Thunderbirds.
Yeah, fair.
But that one's more of a cop. Team America World Police is hilarious.
Yeah, it's good.
The fact that the very first scene is like a French puppet and it zooms out and it's a puppet doing a puppet. In
yeah.
like near the Louvre in France. It's phenomenal. It's just ridiculous. It's the guys that do South Park, innit?
Yep. Who also did Book of Mormon.
Not watched it.
You should watch Basketball.
I think I have watched that a long time ago.
Worth a rewatch, because I must have watched it like 6 years ago now, but I could do with a rewatch. It's been a while.
I reckon it's... When did Basketball come out? That was a long time ago.
I want to say like 97. At the very latest, 2001.
Yeah, because I think I watched it as like a fucking teenager, like 10 or 11, maybe 12 or 13. It was a long time ago.
98.
Yeah. I would quite enjoy them to make... I would quite like them to make a Team America World Police 2. Do you remember?
No, I'm fairly sure they nearly fell out while making it.
Okay.
And they said that they wouldn't do it again.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Because it is hilarious. The most ridiculous film. One of the Asian lads at work, he absolutely loves it. We quote it to each other all the time. I'm like, I probably shouldn't be quoting this film while in work surrounded by Muslims.
Yeah,
because I'm probably going to get sacked. But considering the amount of things that we said to Fizan and got away with it.
Oh, because he started it. At least that's what I want to believe.
Friends over here, guys. That was hilarious. That was brilliant. The fact that there were 4 women that walked in and training wasn't over here.
It was not on his dick. There. No, yeah.
But he said it was over here
in
his pants. The pants party training.
Yeah.
You know what film that I actually want to rewatch? I keep meaning to look it up. The first Anchorman film.
Oh, yeah.
That has got to be one of the most quotable films I think I've ever watched.
I've not watched that in like 10 years. Becca doesn't like Will Ferrell, though. I'm not huge on him. I like him best when he's not being Will Ferrell. Like, I don't really like Step Brothers. I don't like much of the other stuff that he came out with at the time. But Anchorman's a little bit different. I really like it.
Me and you don't like a lot of the same people. Like the people that I quite like.
We both like Jack Black.
Yeah.
We both like Jack Black a lot.
There is that crossover.
Yeah.
But actually, to be fair, there's only like 2 or 3 Will Ferrell films that I actually really enjoy, which is Anchorman.
Anchorman 2.
Not even Anchorman 2. The first Anchorman film, which does have Jack Black in, kicking a dog off a bridge. Elf, which is the only one of the very few Christmas films that I actually enjoy. And Step Brothers. I do like him in Step Brothers. Oh, and Get Hard. Is it Get Hard?
Yeah, it's Get Hard. I've not seen that one. That's him and Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah. No.
But that was mostly because I really like Kevin Hart.
I really don't care for Kevin Hart.
This is what I mean. We're not really into the same people.
That's the concept of the podcast, mate. We are 2 people with very different interests that somehow get along.
Yeah. I think it's just because we've got a similar sense of humour. That's about it. Yeah. And 1 or 2 interests. About it. That is really about it. But how can you not like Kevin Hart? It's like a young...
The one that I would watch is the new one that's either come out or is coming out, where he becomes like a spy or something.
Is that the one that he did with Dwayne Johnson?
What film is he in that doesn't have Dwayne Johnson in it?
Well, the one that he does with... for fuck's sake, we do this every week and I forget names. I look like an idiot. What's he called out of Breaking Bad? The main guy. He was also in Malcolm in the Middle. He did a film with him. That one is very good.
The Upside, where he wheels around.
Paraplegic.
Yeah.
That one is very good.
Central Intelligence is pretty fun. I did watch that. That one was alright.
That was the one that I meant with the Rock. That's the main one. There's also Ride Along 1 and 2.
Yeah, with Ice Cube.
With Ice Cube, they're very good. of yeah, Kevin Hart is very much like Will Smith in the way that he just plays himself in every film.
Yeah, but there's a film coming out with him, and the trailer is essentially it's working off of the fact that he always plays the same character.
Okay.
He's the guy who gets taken the piss out because he's shorter, and he's very witty and funny, and has will talk back to people.
Yeah.
That's his entire thing. There's a film that uses that, but he's also training to be like a spy or something and really fighting for it. I can't remember what it's called, and I can't find it on Google.
Yeah, I do like Kevin Hart. Have you ever watched any of his stand-up?
I've seen clips, and that's I'm sure if I watched one, I'd enjoy it. But it's the clips that I've seen are never something that entices me to watch a whole thing.
I think they're the first one or two at least are on YouTube for free.
Oh, okay.
So I would definitely say that it's worth it.
Yeah.
Especially the one where he's talking about the time that his mother gave him permission to swear at his teacher. Have you watched that clip?
No.
I will send you that clip. It is phenomenal. Because he calls his teacher a long titty, no nipple, having fat dripping down your back, bitch.
Alright.
I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Her, apparently.
Her, apparently. And yeah, it's like a 5-minute bit. It's brilliant. It is phenomenal. And he does another bit when his mum passed away. It must have been 10 years ago now, maybe a bit longer. About how his uncle thinks that he's some sort of gangster and wants to know who killed his mum. He's like, cancer killed my mum. He's like that. I'm gonna find this cancer. I'm gonna fucking kill it. This, that, and the other. It is funny. It's brilliant. Just watch it.
Ridiculous.
I would definitely say watch Eddie Murphy as well.
Yes, I've heard. I've
Delirious
seen a bit
and
more
Raw.
Yeah.
Both of them are phenomenal. I've watched both of them several times.
Eddie Murphy got really, really, really tame in comparison to what he was originally doing.
Yeah. Really fucking tame.
Yeah. If Eddie Murphy is wearing a leather jacket, you're in for a time.
Yeah. I didn't realise until recently that Eddie Murphy has about 8 kids.
Yeah, you were saying that aren't they all named after him? Even the girls.
I don't know. I don't think so.
So that was someone. Can't remember.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think the last Eddie Murphy film. It must have been 2005 or a little bit later. It was when oh fuck! What film is it? It's where Eddie Murphy plays Eddie Murphy inside of an Eddie Murphy robot.
I don't know. The last one that I watched was the one where he's in the haunted house. It was a Disney film.
Do you mean the film Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion.
What the fuck was the film called? Yeah, it was Haunted Mansion. Didn't care for that. Oh yeah, he was in the original Mulan. Completely forgot about that. Meet Dave. That was the name of the film. That was the first kids film directed at kids that I ever saw the trailer for and went, I don't want to watch that.
Jesus. Eddie Murphy has 10 children.
It's a few.
Yeah. Bella Murphy, Angel Idris Murphy Brown, Bria, Miles, Max, Izzy, Audra, Christian, Zola, and Eric. He's a very active man.
He is. Right, I'm going to take a short break because I need the bathroom.
Very nice.
We shall return in 5-10 minutes.
No worries.
lot that was kind of filler, but also it did add to it. So I'm like,
did add context to it all.
Yeah. So honestly, I started watching it, and when like the first box appears, I had completely forgotten what that was about. I 100% forgot that was a part of the story.
Yeah.
All I knew was spiky bloke.
Yeah.
That was literally it. That was the only thing that I remembered.
Yeah.
Yep, nothing. I couldn't remember a single goddamn thing.
Because I watched it like a few days before you. I was like, I'm actually a little bit gutted that they're not carrying on with the Snyder view of it.
They might. Enough people are shouting at them to do it, so they could.
Yeah, I think it was set up really well for them to go, right, Snyder, you've got the plan, here's the money,
well,
do what you want, freedom.
Yeah, apparently like the original intent for him was Justice League was going to be build up to Steppenwolf appearing and doing all this stuff. Justice League wasn't supposed to be a self-contained film where a load of stuff happened. It was supposed to be like almost kind of like Endgame. Not Endgame, Infinity War. It was supposed to be Infinity War leading on to Endgame being an actual...
Yeah. So
realistically, it should have been a film on all of them getting together and hating each other and eventually coming together to form the Justice League.
Yeah. Just with like the like Batman's dreams and stuff, I like that could be interesting.
Could be, but I don't care. Especially that last one. That last one I didn't need.
I cared enough to thought that could be interesting. Because I think, especially with how Jared Leto previously played the Joker,
this version of him was a lot better. I'll give him that. This
one was a lot...
That just like 5-minute scene that he had in it was significantly better than...
Yeah. I think if that was the original version and that was what they were going to start with and continue with, I think he could have probably been one of the best Jokers that has been.
It's also something that's absolutely hilarious is that Deathstroke is at the end of it. Like one of the second to last scene with Thingy on the boat, Lex Luthor on the boat. Deathstroke rocks up, the guy in the mask.
Yep.
Also, funny side note, he is the character that Deadpool is based on.
Is he?
He is, because Deathstroke's name is Slade Wilson.
Ah, right.
Deadpool is called Wade Wilson, and he is a direct, hey, that guy's really fucking edgy and boring. Let's make a ridiculous version. Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
So he's the very similar character, just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on one of Deathstroke's swords, there's a little symbol that is like, it's a circle with like a lightning bolty thing through it.
Yeah.
Because when the designers of the costume were designing it, they wanted to add little hints of stuff. So they searched Ra's al Ghul on Google, which is...
that's the League of Assassins.
Yes. League of Assassins guy, pool of eternal youth, that kind of stuff. That's what he does in the Batman story arcs. So they Googled that and they found a symbol. They were like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. We'll go with that. We'll put that on his sword. That is nothing to do with Ra's al Ghul. That is a symbol from Halo. It is one of the emblems that you could put on your little like profile picture on Halo.
Yeah.
That for some reason comes up when you search Ra's al Ghul on Google.
No.
So the guy designing that went, fuck it, Ra's al Ghul, that's cool enough, let's whack that on his sword because that's an interesting, fun little tidbit for people to look at. No, it's nothing to do with it. It's just Halo.
Yeah. The only reason that I knew most of the characters in Justice League was because I've watched The Arrow and Supergirl and the Flash TV programs.
There were a few Green Lanterns in the Snyder Cut. There were a couple.
Yeah. don't really know much about Green Lantern except for the horrific film that they made 10 years ago.
The basis of the Green Lanterns is there is a big lantern off somewhere that powers up your ring.
Yep.
Green Lanterns, they are powered by willpower and imagination. That's what makes them strong with their rings. They get super strong with that. But you've got to power up your ring, and the ring will choose people, and it'll identify, we can tell that you're... The ring can tell you're a good person.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's kind of what I got from the film originally.
There are other rings as well. I think the white power rings are like life and whatever, black ones,
there's
death.
a whole thing.
The orange one is powered by greed. So there's one. And that's Sinestro. That's the
big bad guy.
The evil pink guy with the mustache. That's Sinestro. He gets the orange one. Red one's powered by rage. I think pink or purple is powered by love or lust. One of the two.
Starting to sound a bit like the fucking Power Rangers right about now.
Yeah, Green Lantern could have been really good. It just wasn't.
Yeah. But that might be something that they bring in if they bring Snyder back and they carry on with it.
They've got too much other stuff going on. Marvel has done a really good job of putting the effort in, because Marvel could have easily just done entirely separate films and done all right. But people are almost committed. Like, as soon as you watched Iron Man, and then Captain America, and then Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
There must have been another one in there. Some Thor.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Avengers is coming out. You're immediately invested. You've seen the other ones. You're like, oh, well, I don't want to miss out on that. Now we're like 30 movies in, something like that.
Yeah. Have you watched the new Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I did. It's fine.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Like, you didn't care for it. I think it was okay. The issue is, like, just pick a single villain and go with that. Because going for 2, it was just a bit too much, and the second one didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But also did more than the other one, but also did less. Like, there was a lot of Pedro Pascal in that film, and I really like Pedro Pascal. He's a very good actor. He properly got into it, and he was having fun with it. But the other lady, like, she's just kind of there. But she actively does more. Like, against Wonder Woman, and it's...
Well, it's like matching up strength for strength, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
and, she's getting stronger while she's getting weaker, and...
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah.
Also,
But yet again, it's not a Wonder Woman film, it's a Chris Pine film.
Yep. It's... The thing that annoyed me the most is you have to get every single person on the planet to unwish their wish. That's not going to happen. There is zero fucking chance that could ever happen, because I am 100% certain at least one person who made a wish was killed by somebody else's wish.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. No,
doesn't work.
Get him to undo it. His undoes everybody else's. Doesn't matter. Like, no way in the world the entire planet does it. It's him. He's the only guy you needed to worry about.
Yeah. It just doesn't work. It wasn't a great film.
I enjoyed watching it, but the story just left a lot to be desired. It wasn't.
Yeah. Which is a shame, because I actually quite like Wonder Woman as a character.
Oh, yeah,
and the backstory, and I think it's interesting enough.
Flash was fun. I liked Flash. Flash, especially in the Snyder Cut, he's
a lot better.
Yeah, he was fun.
But it still annoys me that they don't already use the character, the actor that's already there, with the backstory that's already there, the fucking 8 seasons in that they are. It really pisses me off. I know it shouldn't. I know why they haven't used him, and it doesn't really fit in, but I think that you could fit it in and it would work well.
The issue You've got 8 seasons of a TV show, or let's say 6 seasons at the time that Justice League came out. You introduce him into Justice League.
Yep.
You have to cover everything that you've already gone over with his character development, or the people who were just watching the film are missing out.
No, you don't. Why would you? What, if you want to know more about that character, go and watch the fucking programme.
No, because it's awful.
I don't like the fact that you have to keep going over the start up of a fucking character. It's for example, with the last Spider-Man, with the last time they rebooted Spider-Man, they didn't go through the same thing again with how the character was created, because they'd already done it twice in the last 10 years. It's not needed. If there's a TV programme that's already there that explains how that character was made and all the backstory to it, just put him in the film. That's already covered that. You don't need to go over it again. And then it all ties in. Lovely, lovely. Oh. Like Marvel now, it's all tying in. It all ties in. They're not doing a Wonder program and a Wonder film with 2 different characters with 2 different storylines.
That's different. That is different. It's like the Defenders stuff that Netflix did.
Yeah,
it was all really, really good. It could be tied in, but it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. It was technically in universe.
Yeah.
But it was far enough away that they didn't have to do anything with it.
They didn't have to, but they could do if they wanted to.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they could chuck them in for a scene. I think if the Marvel Netflix stuff had still been doing okay, they would have appeared in Endgame.
They did tie it in though, didn't they?
Nope.
I'm fairly certain that they tied it in one of them. It might have been like Luke Cage or one of the ones that was based in New York. Whether it's Jessica Jones or Luke Cage, I think there was it wasn't something that they said, but it was like a fucking newspaper.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. No,
so they did
the Netflix stuff is in universe with the MCU.
Yeah.
But it's never pulled into the MCU. I think, honestly, if the Netflix stuff was still doing good at the time that Endgame came out, they would have been in it in that last scene. There would have been just a small bit with them a little out of the depth because...
Are they out of the depth, though?
Yes. It's the... Spider-Man is only the level of Spider-Man he is right now because of Tony Stark. That's why the whole thing about him being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is because he is relatively small game. You put Spider-Man up against Thor, Thor wins.
So
you put Spider-Man... The only... I think I told you that the way Spider-Man got into the Avengers in one of the comic books is he defeated the Hulk. Because he told the Hulk a knock-knock joke and he laughed and calmed down.
I like that.
Yeah, that is thematically appropriate for Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That's funny. It makes sense. But the Defenders are the Defenders because they're not the Avengers. They are small-scale New York heroes.
I get that.
Luke Cage could probably get by.
Luke Cage could easily slot in because you can't shoot him and he's strong.
Yeah.
Well, you can shoot him, he just doesn't bleed and he's strong. Jessica Jones, I've never actually watched enough of it for me to know what...
she's also super strong.
Just strong.
Yeah.
But she can be hurt and she doesn't really have any combat training.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil is like he's small scale simply because his powers only.
It doesn't really have any powers.
No,
he
is stronger than normal, and he has super hearing and stuff. Like he has that going for him.
What other characters are there?
Iron Fist, who's actually just magic.
So could kind of slot in
if
needed. Because let's be honest, that's all Doctor Strange is. It's just magic stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just by the time that Endgame came out, the Netflix stuff had died. Like, I haven't seen Luke Cage season 2.
Luke Cage was one of the only ones that I actually quite enjoyed.
I really liked Daredevil season 1.
And season 2.
Season 2 was him with Punisher, wasn't it? Punisher was season 2.
Yes.
Yep. Season 3 was after Defenders, and it was with Electric, and it was all Electra.
Electra, I want to say.
Yeah. And it was leaning into the magic-y stuff, because did you watch Defenders?
I think so, yeah.
Defenders was just Iron Fist season 2. It was more relating to him than it was any other character.
I can't really remember much. It's been years since I've watched it.
It was the magic-y underground stuff. Sigourney Weaver was involved. It was...
Yeah.
It was only related to his story. Everyone else was just there. It did not entice me. Like, it was fine. I watched Iron Fist and went, oh, that was pretty good. I didn't mind it. A lot of people really didn't like it. Then I watched Defenders, and I didn't like Iron Fist anymore.
How many seasons of Iron Fist was there?
1, I'm pretty sure. It got a lot of backlash. A lot of people really didn't like it. Jessica Jones got a season 2 and made me not like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones season 1 is really, really good because David Tennant is a really good villain in it. And also she's compelling enough. Season 2, they make a character come back that kind of defines Jessica as the character she is because this character is dead.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm never going to watch Jessica Jones. I think I started watching the first season and thought, this is a bag of shit.
Season 1 is very good. It's just kind of slow to get going, but it is very, very good. The villain in Jessica Jones season 1 could have gone up against Thanos and very easily won. Simply because of how his power worked. It was, he tells you to do something, you do everything within your power to get it done. That's it. He tells you to shoot yourself in the head, done.
Yeah, so that seems like a power contrast then.
Yeah.
Like, massively overpowered. But
that's kind of the point. That is the point of his character, is he is massively overpowered, and the reason that Jessica Jones is related to it is because he met her and realised her strength and was like, okay, you're fun. Yep, cool.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, for until kind of WandaVision came out, it was kind of the DC TV programs were very good, but the films were rubbish. Where Marvel's films were very good, but the TV shows weren't brilliant.
Yeah, it's because they were Marvel TV shows, but I'm pretty sure they were outsourced to some degree. Like, it wasn't being paid attention to by Kevin Feige, whatever his last name is. He was not paying attention to it. It was like, hey, just don't fuck with anything that we've got going on.
Yeah.
Go hog wild. It's like, I never watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Apparently, if you've watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the entire twist of Captain Marvel isn't a twist.
Yeah.
It's all already been covered in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Those guys are arseholes, those ones are less than arseholes.
Yeah. No, I never watched it. But yeah, I think with obviously the Snyder Cut coming out, and obviously with the new Marvel TV program coming out, it's kind of all balanced itself out fairly well. They've both got kind of good stuff coming out on film and TV programs.
Yeah. I am moderately interested in Robert Pattinson Batman.
Yeah, again, it doesn't...
It seems to be, if we're lucky, because almost everyone likes the Nolan Batman films. Everyone likes them. Everyone thinks they were fantastic. They're good films, self-contained. Like, yes, that was a good film. Yes, that was a good film. Yes, all the characters make sense because they're in that film. I don't like the Bane in that film because he's not a luchador with a dumb luchador mask on, and he doesn't go all big and punch people.
You're going to have to explain what a luchador is.
Mexican wrestler.
Okay.
Bane is a Mexican wrestler who pumps himself full of strong juice and gets really big and punches stuff. That's Bane. Bane is not a snarky Englishman in a coat with a thong on his head.
Okay.
But that Bane made sense in that film.
Okay.
So, like, yes, everything contained within that film makes sense and is perfectly fine. It's just not what I want out of Batman. Whereas Robert Pattinson Batman, it's going a little darker, it seems.
Yep.
But it also could be dumb. And I want it to be a little more dumb.
Yeah, I think that, like, the issue with, like, well, the main issue that I have with the DC programs like Flash is the whole point of DC is that it is very dark stuff.
Yeah,
and the
tends to be a little darker.
And the TV programs aren't dark at all.
No, they're...
The only one that is kind of dark and a little bit, like, the tiniest bit edgy is possibly Arrow.
Yeah.
But how is the David Pattinson one going to affect, obviously, like we were saying before, the Snyder Cut, and
it's not going to be related whatsoever.
It's going to be a separate thing completely.
The only way I can see them tying anything into anything is if they do a Flashpoint film.
What do you mean?
The Flashpoint series of comics or story arc is the Flash running so fast he goes into alternate universes.
Which is kind of...
They've touched on that in the series.
They've touched on that,
because that's how movie Flash turns up at some point in the series. There was like a minute crossover at one point that I saw a clip of.
What was that?
Yeah, it might have even just been like an after credits bit, but yeah, Ezra Miller turns up in Flash TV series for like half a second and goes, bye, and fucks off.
I need to catch up on all the DC stuff, because obviously all the DC programs link in with each other.
Yeah.
Because it's the multiverse and all that sort of stuff. But I'm fairly certain... I don't know where I got up to, because I started watching the different ones at different times, but I'm fairly certain it gets to a certain point where the multiverse collapses in on itself.
Yep.
And there's only Earth 1 left.
Yep. Interesting thing, like Flashpoint, it's a lot of like alternate universe, hey, wouldn't this be an interesting story to go for? Like one of them, alright, so Batman, but instead of his parents getting shot, he gets shot.
Okay.
His dad becomes Batman because he goes on, I need to stop the crime in this city any way I possibly can. His mum becomes the Joker. She loses it and snaps, becomes the Joker. There's a fun little exploration of what would that be like.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
I don't know about the other ones, but yeah, that's one of the Flashpoint bits is, hey, what if this happened?
That could literally be a TV series that each season is a different Flashpoint.
Yep, it's like did you see the trailer for What If?
No, but I have heard of it.
Yeah, that's coming out. It's very similar, but it's episode to episode. And it's going to be animated, but voiced by all the cast of the MCU.
Ooh!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's voiced by them all.
I need to look into it a bit more, but I know that it's going to annoy me playing the game, but I'm fairly certain that they're doing a free trial on the PlayStation at the moment for the Marvel game. And I know that it's not going to. I know that it's going to annoy me because each of the characters is going to look slightly different and sound different.
Yep.
Because obviously the actors that did the game aren't the actors that did the films.
Yep.
And it's going to slightly bother me that.
Also, I've just heard that the game isn't that great. They're referred to as paid service games, like live service games, I think they're called, like Destiny 2. I'm fairly sure Destiny 2 is free to play to some degree now, but it's just, hey, pay for stuff you want, we're going to keep updating it and just keep going.
Yeah.
That's a live service game. The Marvel one is the same. There is only so much in it right now. They're going to keep adding to it.
Yeah. I can't wait till I get the PlayStation 5 so I can... I've decided that I'm not going to play any more of the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game, and I've said that I'm not buying the new Spider-Man game until I get the new PlayStation and I can play both of them properly.
Yep. The new Spider-Man game is significantly shorter, apparently, than the first one.
I imagine that it's going to be... From what I've heard, it is like a... I can't remember what the term is for it. It's basically like 50 quid for like DC stuff, like downloadable content, basically. DLC, that's what I'm trying to think of. It's basically a DLC for the first one.
Yeah, it's not as long. I've heard that it's very good. It's just... It didn't have as long to be made, so it's as long as it possibly could be.
The only thing that annoyed me with the first one is when you had to sneak about, and I'm fairly certain that we've talked about this because you said, what do you mean you don't like sneaking about? You played every Assassin's Creed game ever. I'm like, I love the Assassin's Creed games. I just hated the fact that in each one there is at least one or two missions where you have to sneak about and follow people, and it always annoyed me that you can't just go in and fucking stab people and get the information that you need. I hate them missions. They annoy me.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Did you say that you started watching the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yep, I'm up to date with it.
Up to date.
Are you up to date with it?
I am. It's okay. It's
like, spoilers for Falcon Winter Soldier, whatever. I know the only reason that they did new Captain America was to piss people off. He is designed with that in mind. I know he is only there to do exactly what he has done. I wish they'd done something else.
Yeah,
because like from the start, like you're an episode in, you're like, oh, super soldier serum. Oh, look, a new Captain America. Oh, where could this possibly go?
Yeah, you know where it's going.
You know exactly where it's going. You know the exact kind of person he is. But then there's like a scene earlier in the most recent episode where they're talking about, oh, you got like 3 purple hearts, for 3 medals of honor for what you've done.
I think they mentioned that in the second episode.
Yeah, but then he goes into more detail about it. It's like, yeah, I got 3 medals for like the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. That is like kind of a touching moment where you're like, yeah, this is the thing that was advertised on national TV that, oh yeah, he's got 3 medals of honor, and he's like, yeah, but it was awful. They give it to you as consolation prize for doing something terrible but necessary. Like, that is a moment where you're like, he could be a not terrible person. This guy could be a not terrible character who is literally, he is trying to do his best, but it's so difficult because of the amount of pressure on his shoulders. That gives him a bit of, like, humanity.
Yeah.
But he's not. He is a man in a suit who's terrible, and it's going to blow up in his face in the next episode.
Probably, yeah. I think the difference is that, obviously, when Steve Rogers became Captain America, they said with the super soldier serum that it makes you more of the person that you are.
Yeah.
And I think because he hadn't already gone to war and he was a good person to begin with, fresh faced, and there was no, he didn't have PTSD. He'd never been to war. There was nothing there to fuck him up. Where I think this guy, he's already been to war. He's already fucked him up, and it's just gonna make him that part of him worse.
Yep.
So it's daft. But I don't know. The only thing I don't like about him, I think it's, it could be an interesting plot and all that sort of stuff. It just looks. It's just got a weird jawline when he's got the helmet on. It's fucking weird.
In the most recent episode, I think it was fine. It was that first episode reveal he looked like the guy from Up.
The only way that I could explain it is it looked like a guy with false teeth that didn't have his teeth in.
Yep.
It was that kind of gaunt cheeks and weird jawline.
Gumpy.
Yeah, he had like a flat face, but it was wide. It was weird.
Square. It was very square facey. He looked like the guy from Up.
Yeah, and I don't know. Steve Rogers, the guy that played Steve Rogers, never had that because it was his face was a bit longer.
Yeah, but when you see him out of the helmet, he has a solid. It's Kurt Russell's son. I think I mentioned last time.
Kurt Russell.
Have you seen The Thing? Have you seen Big Trouble in Little China?
No, I probably do know the actor.
It is Star-Lord's dad in the second one.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, I do know the actor now.
It's his son.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Because when I've seen the actor that's now playing Captain America, I thought, fucking hell, he looks familiar. And he had like a role in 22 Jump Street.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He's in...
Did you watch 22 Jump Street?
No, I think I saw 21 Jump Street. I never saw the second one.
Yeah, he's got like he's like at college, 22 Jump Street, they go to college.
Yep.
And he's like a jock in that and plays for the college's like football team.
Yeah.
And becomes Tatum's like mate at college. And I think he's been in one or two other things as well.
Yeah, he was in a film, I think it's called Overlord.
That's the one that I mentioned to you.
Yeah, he's in that one.
Yeah, that's the one that remember it was like a few months ago when it was a weird Nazi zombie film.
No, I like that film. He's also, I'm pretty sure, in an episode of Black Mirror.
Okay.
You've watched Black Mirror, haven't you?
I've watched a couple of episodes from the first season, and I watched the Christmas special.
He's in an episode where he's backpacking around Europe, ends up in England.
Yep.
And there's like an app that he's got just for people post odd jobs that need doing.
Okay.
But I'll pay you £100 to paint my house. That kind of shit. So we're just backpacking around, and he finds one for like $5,000 or something like that, and it's a video game tester. He's like, oh yeah, I love video games. They put a chip in your head, and it's like a full 100% immersive VR experience that bases itself off your own fears. He's in that episode. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Did you know, because of the original TV show 21 Jump Street, The Rock had no friends in high school?
What?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Hawaii for up until the age of 15, moved over to mainland America.
Yep, where he looked older than he
he looked 25, super fucking huge muscle Samoan man with a mustache. He looked like an undercover police officer. Yeah. No one believed he was his age. Absolutely no one, so nobody was his friend in high school. Because they're like, no, you're going to do us in when we do something slightly illegal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a strange one. But, yeah, he looks a lot better now than he did back then. It's weird. Yep. Did you know his dad was a wrestler? And that's how he got into the WWE. Yeah. And the character that he played, what was the Disney film that he was in?
Moana. Maui was based off his grandfather, who was a chief, a chieftain or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, should we get onto your topic? Because I have an amount of time left. Like, I've got an hour before I have to get my bus.
Segment from the chip that was in Black Mirror. Let's go straight into Neuralink.
Neuralink, alright.
Yeah. Elon Musk, Neuralink. Scary shit. We've talked about it before.
Yep.
And I think I've mentioned to you previously that there's a video that's just come out. You remember the really, really old game Ping Pong, where it's the two...
Pong, yeah.
They put a chip into a monkey and made him play it.
That's cool.
They put the chip inside him and give him the controller to move it up and down.
Yep.
And then, so he was playing it and doing all right. And then they let the monkey keep the controller, but unplug the controller, and it still worked like it had the controller in.
Yeah. And
you're watching it going, this guy's gonna fucking kill us all. I still can't figure out whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. Elon Musk is the character in the film. Throughout, if it's a 2-hour film, he's the character for an hour and a half where you're not sure whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. In the last half an hour, you find out.
Yep.
But
Incredibles 2, exactly that.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't realise until recently that the only way that he made his money is because he owned he created PayPal.
Yeah. He created PayPal.
Yeah, and then sold it for billions.
Yeah.
And then created all these companies off that.
Yeah.
You're not a big Elon Musk fan. You're not as interested in Elon Musk as I am. I'm like obsessed with the man.
He's doing some good stuff, but he's just not the greatest of people. I don't think anybody with that amount of money can be a good person. You don't get that much money by being a good person.
Is anybody a good person?
Some people.
Like who? Name 3 good people that you go, I would trust them with everything.
Yeah, nothing. No, there's no one.
There you go. No one is a good person. No one is a completely good person.
Okay, you give me information on Elon Musk, and I will Google why Elon Musk is a bad person.
Let's start with the company that I know least about, which is the Boring Company.
Yes.
The only thing that I kind of know about that is that it has a merch store that they only occasionally put things on.
Yep.
Which was the not flamethrower, which sounds like a ridiculous thing, and was good fun. And I would have.
Go on.
Are you quite done yet?
Yeah, I'm done.
I would have enjoyed to have a not flamethrower. That looked fun.
Yeah.
And I think they had a hat as well that they put on there. But in LA, I think they're planning to do it in LA first because the traffic is so bad. They've got like 6 lanes either side and lots of traffics. Yeah. They're going to put tunnels under the city, all of LA, and fire like fucking cars at hundreds of miles an hour.
Yeah, I've seen. I saw a video. Well, I didn't watch it, but I saw a screenshot of the video, and like currently, like there's one, and they were showing it off, but it's only going like 35 miles an hour. I don't know whether that's intent or what, but currently and it was just a Tesla they had in there. It was going 35 miles an hour. That was it.
Yeah, they've still got a lot of work to do on that, but that could make it a lot easier to travel around. Especially big cities like LA, because you just go into the tunnel and it fires you off to the other side of the city or whatever. Which I think they're eventually, with that, they're going to do it. I don't know how much of a use it would be in England, because it's not a big country, but in places like America where they could fire across the country at hundreds and hundreds of miles an hour, it'd make it easy to get across country. Which is a good idea. Then they've got the Teslas, which I think I've told you now that you don't need to actually drive your Tesla anymore. It can drive itself in America.
Yep. I think the feature is still here, but you're not allowed to use it. You have to still be. It's a weird one. Like, it's getting very, very good. It's getting to the point where there'll just be automated taxis soon enough. Like that's always something in 1980s sci-fi stuff.
They've already got it in America.
Always self-driving taxis.
That's already a thing over in America.
Really?
I can't remember what the company is called. I will find out and I will text it you. But I've seen 1 or 2 videos pop up on TikTok now. I'm sure the company starts with like a W.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it's called. And yeah, it's like people just sat in the back. It's got like a camera on top and all that sort of stuff. And they're just like videoing, and it's like just the car driving itself. I once had a nightmare as a child where I got taken hostage by a self-driving car.
Oh dear.
That was a weird nightmare that I've somehow held on to in the back of my mind. I have lots of weird fears. Being taken hostage by a self-driving car is apparently one of them. And then I think the main issue at the moment with Tesla is obviously just the batteries and stuff, because they're not highly recyclable.
Yeah.
But that technology will no doubt change over the next 20, 30 years, because every car company is going that way anyway.
Yep. Hopefully it gets to the point where there's just universal battery packs. And for example, you'd be able to go to a petrol garage, take yours out, plug it in, take one out, jack it in, pay you 35 quid, whatever, and drive away.
Yeah. Because I think at the moment, from what I know about the Teslas, that the batteries only last like 7 or 8 years anyway.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like a few grand to replace the batteries.
Yeah, also, like, there's the whole going fucking electric with your car. But unless the power you are using to charge it is also green, what's the point?
That's not a me or you issue, though.
No.
That's not something that we have control over.
No, you're right.
I didn't know this until recently, but we buy quite a lot of electricity from France.
It surprised me. They've got more area to make power.
But a lot of our power plants, I think they're only designed to last so many years, like 30 years. Yeah. I think we've got quite a few of them coming up to end of life over the next 10 years.
Because I think I've talked about this as well. You know, Flushed Away.
Yeah.
The film Flushed Away, where the entire thing about it is everyone goes for a piss at half-time, World Cup.
Yep.
Similar thing, but different. There's a mountain in Wales, and it's called like Electric Mountain or something like that. Yeah. It's a massive reservoir of water on top.
Yeah. That
then is like letting that flow through, powers a load of generators and stuff, powers a load of electricity. Comes on at specific times.
Yep.
I think it was 7:30. Because that's when the adverts go on for Coronation Street, and thousands of houses pop the kettle on.
Yep.
All of a sudden, massive influx of power is needed, so that gets used at certain times of day to meet estimated power needs.
Yeah.
So they know, alright, kettles are going on in 20 minutes. Let however much water out to cover that.
Yep.
And we're fine.
Because what's the implications of the Paris Accord?
No idea. Don't know what that is.
The Paris Accord...
Oh, it's the green energy nonsense, isn't it?
Because I'm fairly certain we're all going green by such a date. And
yeah, I think it's such a 5 years ago. It was within 35 years, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. So I think that'll be a big influence. Yeah, that's the main companies that I know that it has. Because I think one of the things that Elon Musk is working on is saying that the big issue that we have at the moment is we can't store electricity. We have to make electricity to demand, if that makes sense. there's no real way of storing electricity. Except
there are two options for storing electricity. Full stop. There's two. There are batteries, which you plug in a battery. It is a slow release of energy over the course of the battery's life, and then it runs out and you can recharge it, or it gets thrown away depending on the battery. The only other option is a capacitor. The way a capacitor works is you power it up. All right, this is essentially a battery. That's a battery.
Yep.
But capacitors can only release all of their power at once. There's no slow stream out. There's that. All right, it's empty.
Yep.
Which is something they're looking at for like ultra fast charging of batteries. For like car batteries, it's all right. Charge up the capacitor. It's full. Plug your battery in. Whoosh, battery's full.
Yeah.
The lifetime will be nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
It's like I think on don't know if it's a Hyundai electric car or a Tesla, but batteries degrade over the years that you use them.
Yep.
So I think it's Tesla or the Hyundai one. When you get your battery and put it in your car, it doesn't let you charge it up all the way. It only lets you charge it to 80%, and then every year you have it, it releases an extra 5%.
Yeah.
It'll tell you it's at 100, but realistically in the background it's going, all right, we only let them have 80%. All right, you've had it for a year now, unlock an extra 5, because we know over the course of a year you're going to lose 5% to battery degradation.
That's what they do with the similar to what they do with the iPhones now.
Yeah.
Because it's that, whatever sort of battery that decays over the years. Yep. So what it does now is, because they realised a lot of people charge up the phones overnight.
Yep, you can set it so it charges slowly.
But not even charges slowly. What it does is it charges up to 80% and then maintains it at 80% until, say, for example, I've set my alarm at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And then goes, right, we know that last 20% is going to take this amount of time, and we know that they're going to unplug the phone at 8 a.m. when they wake up. So we won't charge that last 20% until 20 to 8, because at 8 o'clock it will then reach 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you can, like some phones have a setting on them. It's far better for a battery to be charged slowly. Like my phone can charge in like 45 minutes.
Yep.
It's far worse for the battery.
Yep.
And also you get a full charge, but the charge will deplete faster because it's had a fast charge.
Yeah. So yeah, I quite like Elon. He's SpaceX, another good idea.
Yeah.
Intelligent shit from all his rockets and stuff. They're a bit kablammy and blowy up at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's just his new ones.
Yeah.
But I trust him a lot more than I would trust Jeff Bezos. Can't trust a bald person.
Nope. It's illegal.
Don't trust my dad. He's bald.
Right, I think we're going to have to call it there because I've got a train in not very long.
Yeah, let's call it
there. A bus
there.
even, sorry.
Fucking hell, we've done almost another hour.
Yeah,
call it there.
Yep. Right, we'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye,